What's going on, guys? Gonna be giving my quick thoughts on The Shining. I just watched this movie for the first time, and I honestly was not sure what to expect. This is a incredibly, and I mean incredibly, unsettling movie. And that mainly stems from Jack Nicholson's performance as Jack Torrance. He is incredibly, like I said, unsettling, and it is easily one of the best, if not the best performance I've ever seen in a movie. Seriously, I've never been more like entranced by somebody just straight up acting. It was insane, and Jack Nicholson he's a god. Let's just put it that way. I'm sure pretty much everybody at this point knows what this movie's about. A man named Jack Torrance takes his family to watch over a hotel for 5 months during the winter, and there's been stories of there's been a murder in the past at the hotel where a man stayed there with his family and axe murdered his family because he was stuck there in isolation for 5 months. And it's basically alluded that some people just cannot handle that much time of isolation, especially in the winter storms that hit that place. And this is all set up from the very first couple scenes. And I really enjoy the simple plot of this story, but where it lost me was towards the end. Halfway through this movie, I was absolutely loving it. It was an A plus movie for me. Like I said, just entranced by fucking Jack Nicholson's performance as it got more and more just psychotic, as of course he's, losing his mind throughout this movie. And I was loving it. I was fucking loving it. And then we get to the last third of the movie, and that's where it lost me a bit. And that's mainly because I feel like maybe some things from the book were shoehorned in. I mean, maybe it doesn't feel this way for some people. It might be purely me. It's all opinion here. But I just feel like the last third of the movie introduces some things that were not set up or not set up very well, maybe. I just don't really remember them giving any sort of I don't know, idea or just planting a seed that it's some sort of paranormal thing at the beginning. It just seemed like it was more being stuck in that place in isolation in the crazy winters can make some people go nuts. And I like that, but then they introduced some stuff towards the end, specifically with a scene with just Shelley Duvall, which shows like a bunch of different stuff. And I gotta be honest, it kind of lost me. Like, I liked the stuff with the kid and the stuff with the girls, but I liked that it was just him seeing those things. And then by the end, it just seems like it's a fucking haunted hotel. So that's my biggest issue. I might get shit. I might get comments or something if, anybody fucking sees this video that you don't understand the movie or some shit like that. Or, it's just not your type of movie, which is fine. Maybe it's not my type of movie, but I enjoyed a lot of things in this movie. And this is easily still a B movie for me. That's the grade I'm going to give it. But at the end, it's just, I got taken so out of the movie that it just bugged me a bit. The only thing that kept me interested was Jack Nicholson's performance. But outside of that, there were things that I had questions about that were not even close to being answered. And I guess they weren't really supposed to necessarily. You're probably supposed to interpret different things different ways. But it just didn't do it for me towards the end. It just lost my interest. And in my opinion, that's one of the worst things a movie can do, is completely lose you towards the end. And that's what this did. Now, with that being said, I think this movie is purely worth watching for Jack Nicholson's performance. It's incredible, and who knows, you may not find the issues that I found with this movie. And I did kind of go in with this knowledge that Stephen King did not like this movie, so I was kind of curious, looking for scenes maybe he didn't like or why he didn't like it overall. And then also I kind of expected to be a little bit darker from what I have heard, or a little bit more sinister. Like I said, kind of like the book and the things I had heard about the book, but then I heard Stephen King didn't like it. I went in with a lot of different things in my head, so maybe I need to watch this again with a clean state of mind, and maybe I understand it differently. I don't know. But at the end of the day, this is purely worth watching for Jack Nicholson's performance and the direction. Stanley Kubrick is incredible in this movie. There's a lot of amazing shots. I love the shots of him following the big wheel. Those are just really, really cool to watch. And there's a lot of shots that start at one end of the room and end at another, and you can tell it's pretty much all one take, or if not, it pretty much is one take most of the time. And I really appreciate that. I think the direction in this movie is incredibly sound. It's a beautiful movie to look at in 4K, which is what I picked it up on. But overall, this movie did lose me towards the end, and that's one of the worst sins I think a movie can make, in my personal opinion, because if it just takes you completely out of it at the end, I don't know, just for me personally, it kind of lost me. So at the end of the day, I give this movie a B. I think it's a good movie. It's a well-helmed movie. It's really good to look at in the 4K that I picked up. Jack Nicholson's performance is really good. The performances all around are good, even though, again, I can find Shelley Duvall's, if I didn't say it already, maybe I didn't say it already, but I can find her a little bit over the top. But once you kind of know what happened in the making of this movie, you can't really blame her. She went through hell trying to make this shit, because I guess Kubrick made her shoot scenes like 50 times, which is unbelievable. But anyway, at the end of the day, this movie is a B. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, this is all my opinion. So I know a lot of people love this fucking movie. It's a good movie, just didn't necessarily do it for me, but it is still a great movie. So at the end of the day, I enjoy it. I recommend it. Check it out at least once. And if it's not your cup of tea, it's not your cup of tea. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to look out for the next one. And as always, I'm out. Peace.